A National League Cy Young candidate was no match for the booming bats of the Braves on a Friday night at Truist Park. Atlanta's red-hot offense hit not one, not two, but 5 long home runs on their way to a series-opening 8-1 rout over the Marlins. The fireworks came aplenty, and that was more than enough for veteran right-hander Charlie Morton, who dazzled through the middle innings in his Game 1 start. Tonight, it's Game 2. The Braves are looking for more fireworks from young Bryce Elder, who makes a spot start as the Braves and Fish meet in Atlanta tonight. World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. It's a beautiful Saturday night in Atlanta where the Braves got the weekend off to a great start last night against the Marlins. An 8-1 win. They can win the series outright with Dansby and Matt Olson ready to take aim against the Fish, who are really struggling offensively. Hopefully those booming Braves bats will come to play here in Game 2. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Jeff, great to be back with you. Partner, great win for Atlanta last night. Charlie Morton was awesome as well. And tonight, a bit of a change up for Brian Snitker. It's young Bryce Elder getting a surprise spot start against the Marlins, a team he faced last time out in the big leagues.
Well, you know what? You give Jake a little extra time, kind of resting it. With that being said, you call up a guy who was brilliant a couple weeks ago down in Miami, Bryce Elder. When we saw him down there, he was attacking the zone. This two-seamer was absolutely unbelievable. Look at the late break that ball had on. He honestly had these Marlins hitters off balance. 7 innings, only 3 hits, 10 strikeouts for the young righty. So for him coming up tonight, he should have a lot of confidence after that start, knowing you got the offense you have behind you. Hopefully he can go out, get the Braves another win here tonight.
Great way to start the weekend with 8 runs last night. You've got Elder, 10 strikeouts, as Jeff said, against the Marlins last time. We'll see if Atlanta can make it 2 in a row over the Fighting Fish before a packed house here in Atlanta. Paul Byrd will join us for the broadcast in just a bit. Lineup's first pitch, Braves and Marlins, coming up next here on Bally Sports.
To buy your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
It is a beautiful September 3rd, 2022 here in Atlanta, where all roads lead to Truist Park for the Braves and the Marlins. Milestone game for that man. Don Mattingly is managing his 1,000th Major League game. And this is the Toyota starting lineup he will send out against the Braves here in Game 2. A lot of youngsters, and that's really been the story, Jeff, for the Fish. Not a lot of offense. They've really struggled to score runs and scored just once in Game 1 last night. That's a trend we certainly hope continues for Bryce Elder, the young right-hander looking for his second win. His first, as you mentioned, was very impressive.
Yeah, last time out when we saw him down in Miami, what was so impressive to me, that two-seamer was really moving. Last time, before that, he had some walks, some trouble. He was really throwing that thing over the heart of the plate and letting it kind of dart. Same thing tonight. This is the same lineup you face. He had success, so he should have a lot of confidence right now in himself.
So let's take a look at the arsenal that Bryce Elder will feature. And you mentioned it, Jeff. He had the sinker and the slider working so well down in Miami with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he did. And then if guys start trying to jump that sinker, he'll throw that changeup in. So he's really got 4 good pitches that he can go to. And I'm excited to see him pitch again. He's earned this opportunity by what he did a couple weeks ago.
Last 7 games at AAA, Elder went 3-1 with a 2.88 ERA. So he is coming in hot. Hopefully Atlanta will be as well in Game 2. With that in mind, Jeff, what are your 4 keys?
Just like last time, 7 innings pitched, 1 run, 10 Ks. That's perfect. And for our offense, get ready. Cabrera brings a big fastball changeup combo to it. So get ready for that heater. You know this Braves team has no trouble hitting fastballs.
So the Marlins, who have not gotten a lot of production from Jorge Soler, didn't get a lot of production from Avisail Garcia. Garrett Cooper was scratched moments before first pitch with some personal issues. He's not in the lineup. This is a AAA lineup that Bryce Elder will face. with the exception of Joey Wendell and Brian Anderson, the first and third hitters, and Elder will face them here to start tonight's game. Joey Wendell 2 for 4 last night. He's hitting .256 on the season. One other thing we noticed about Bryce down in Miami, he worked very quickly.
Yeah, you love that. And of course, defense loves that.
Sky towards center. Michael will retreat. Harris has plenty of room, and that takes care of Joey Wendell. Nick Fortes is the Marlins catcher. 7 home runs, 18 ribbies for him. He splits time with Gold Glover Jacob Stallings. Beautiful, warm, balmy night. Wind blowing left to right toward the chop house as the crowd still filing in.
I was going to say, another great crowd.
Braves will go over 2.7 million in attendance after tonight's turnstile count. That is a new Truist Park record.
Next up, that 3 million mark. He's second behind the Dodgers, I think.
At last report, the pitch. Did he go? No. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh, that little. At the end, he kind of flipped the wrist a little bit.
Line drive into center, a swing on the house, and Fortes cashes that in with the game's first hit.
That one was just up in the zone.
So Brian Anderson, the Marlins outfielder, will dig in. Marlins really had high hopes for this kid to be their third baseman of the present and future, but shoulder problems have really sidetracked that plan. He's now an outfielder as that one is caught by Grissom on a broken bat, and the flip back to first a little late.
And that's what you love to see. I mean, last time out, Chip, that sinker was just blowing guys up right here, and you can see again, first pitch, the movement. That pitch started right down the middle. By the time it hit, it was on the white line. Split his bat. Weak contact.
You've said it many a time. Velocity is one thing, movement is something else.
It's everything. I mean, unless you are Spencer Strider, who we talked about earlier, there's plenty of guys who've made a lot of money in this league by doing exactly what he's doing right now.
This is J.J. Bleday. High draft pick of the Marlins. Batting .186 on the year. He made his big league debut in late July. High towering fly ball into shallow right. The Braves had a shift on. And Grissom is there, and he'll handle that. And Elder off to a good start. No runs, a hit, a man left. Here come the hot-hitting Braves at home. .51 on the year, and they have absolutely dominated the Marlins this year. Ronald Acuna Jr. has had a big hand in that atop the Toyota starting lineup. This is what Acuna has done against Miami. 22 career homers, Jeff.
Well, and what you love, look at that spray chart. That's what we talk about all the time. Ronald's power to all parts of the field. And that's exactly what you want. He has done complete damage against this team.
So Ronald again serving as the Braves designated hitter. Marcell Ozuna will be in left. Eddie Rosario in right, flanking Michael Harris here in game 2 of the series. And Ronald, coming off a 2-hit night last night, will lead off against Edward Cabrera. You may not know much about this kid on the mound for the Fish, but he has a big arm.
Man, one of the good young, another guy really you had with Alcantara, Lopez. They got good arms down here for the Marlins.
First pitch, Ronald had that covered at 96 and was actually early.
Hey, listen to my Ford key. Get ready for that heater. Cabrera, no runs in his last 18 2/3 Chip on the road.
His last start, he gave up 6 runs against the Oakland A's. First, the 1-strike pitch. Those were the first runs that Cabrera allowed in the month of August. He was 2-0 in his other 4 starts last month. He has faced the Braves before. 2 runs in 3 2/3 career innings of work. And so, Jeff, what makes this guy such an intriguing pitching prospect for Miami?
Well, first of all, you can tell his size. I mean, he is a big presence out there on the mound, but same kind of thing. He's got high velocity. He's got some good off-speed pitches. Again, we've showed the numbers throughout the year. Marlins are in the top categories, and see there, that changeup is his go-to pitch when he gets guys behind in the count.
And it's not an 85-mile-an-hour changeup, is it?
No, it's 91, 92, even touches 93.
Almost kneecapped Ronald with that changeup at 93.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves beat Cy Young candidate Sandy Alcantara last night. And now the 2-2 pitch. A curveball freezes Acuna, and out number 1 is in the books in the Braves' first.
And that's a tough thing. You get looking for, you know, the changeup, fastball, the big sinker, and then he kind of throws you that slider just over the plate, freezes you.
Dansby's a hit away from 150 for the season. He picked up a knock last night and starts play this evening with a .285 average. And way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. There's the alignment for Dansby Swanson. Plenty of room on the right side. If he can shoot one that way with a 2-0 pitch, instead he is now way ahead 3-0. Cabrera will walk you 22 of those in 44 innings this year. And a 4-pitch free pass sets it up for Austin Riley, who's homered Jeff in his last 3 games.
Man, that's the thing. You strike out Ronald and you feel like, oh, okay. And now all of a sudden you got your hands full. Dansby walks and you got Riley Olsen coming up behind you.
Well, 2-run homers were the ticket to victory last night for Atlanta.
True.
Maybe Riley can turn the trick again here tonight. The extra base hits leader in the big leagues. And Cabrera has missed with 5 straight. Another miss, and Fortes will go quickly to the mound here. So tonight's mayhem moment is brought to you by Allstate. This is what Riley did late last night.
Yeah, no doubter. Got it over that Marlins bullpen down there in left field, and again the power. 34 home runs now and 87 RBIs.
He's got a great shot, Jeff, at a 40 homer 40 double year.
Yeah, it shows you the extra. I mean, that's just extra base hit machine, but yet he's also hitting 290.
And Cabrera's missed with 8 in a row. Back-to-back walks, and it's set up for Matt Olson. Love what Peter said on Braves Live pregame. He thinks this is the night that Matt breaks out of his mini slump.
Would love to see that. This is a guy right here, you know, with that hard fastball kind of tailing away. You could see him splitting that left center gap, and then if he hangs that changeup, you can get out front and clip him.
3 of Matt's 27 homers have come against the Marlins. And a slider ends a 8-ball-in-a-row stretch for Edward Cabrera. On the ground, hit toward Diaz at first. Second base one, and the turn to first is in time, and a double play ends the Atlanta first. To the second we go, no score. Paul Bird for the first time tonight. Hey Birdie, where you been?
Oh, I appreciate the lead in, Chip. Who knows where I've been, but I do know that I'm glad to be back here watching Bryce Elder pitch. Talking to Cranny earlier, he said the first step in a young pitcher is to actually believe that you belong here and that your stuff is good enough. He believes he has done that, and his last outing was so good. He thinks the key to him is to mix all of his pitches, get ahead in the count. Again, believe in yourself, and we'll love the outcome, guys.
Well, so far so good for him, Birdie, after a scoreless first inning. He will face Gerard Encarnacion, the Marlins designated hitter. He was the man that replaced slumping Garrett Cooper in the lineup about 40 minutes before first pitch tonight. This young man hit a home run here last night and tried to hit one here in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're Bryson, you're seeing that big swing right there. Keep that sinker running down and in. It's exactly what you want.
Again, for the fans just joining us, the decision to start Bryce Elder was an interesting one. You mentioned it in our opening comments. The Braves giving Jake Odorizzi a bit of a breather.
Yeah, you think about it, they gave Kyle Wright, you know, worked out well. They gave Strider some time off after that other Mets time. So I think this late in the season, and when you got a guy like Bryce Elder who did what he did last time, you feel comfortable bringing him up to make this start.
Swing and a miss. He gets Encarnacion to wave in the second inning, and Charles LeBlanc is coming up in a scoreless game.
Look at the action on that pitch. I mean, just slowly diving. Swings right over the top.
LeBlanc rides a 3-game hitting streak. Native of Quebec. And didn't get a sinker. He's down a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Got to be impressed with what LeBlanc has done. He's hitting over 300, Jeff, for this Marlins team.
Yeah.
And hitting 400 away from Lone Depot Park. Out of the way. It's 1-2. Braves are trying to hand the Marlins their 6th consecutive loss. They've been outscored by 21 runs in the 5 games in order they've dropped. Oh. No swing. Might have been a strike anyway. That was close. Man. That's 2 of them.
Could have been both though, the pitch and that.
So even count for the Marlins second baseman, Charles LeBlanc. Swing and a miss. Strike 4 gets LeBlanc, and there's his second strikeout. Mentioned the last time Elder pitched in the big leagues for the Braves was August 14th. Jeff, that started a very impressive pitching run for Atlanta, and that's our Coors Light beating the pressure feature.
Yeah, they've only allowed more than 2 earned runs 2 times in the last 18 games. 2.09 starter ERA in the NL is the best since the 14th of August, and second in MLB, only behind Tampa.
Talking with Brian Snitker in recent days, that series against the Marlins in Miami was so huge with what Ian Anderson and Muller and Elder did. Not only coming up and pitching well and helping the Braves sweep that series, but the rest they provided the veteran starters.
It really set them up, and it's a big reason that the Braves were able to take 3 or 4 from the Mets and came back here to Atlanta.
Got the home plate umpire on the way by as Lewin Diaz digs in. He's behind 1 ball 2 strikes. Well, you can't say enough about organizational depth, especially pitching depth. And Elder is one of 11 men to start a game for the Braves this year. One ball 2 strikes, base is empty. It's 2-2. It's a big inviting strike zone, and Price just missed inside. And a full count pitch coming for the Miami first baseman. Popped up into right. And that's going to be playable for Eddie Rosario. That'll be the inning. 3 up, 3 down. William Contreras leads off the second. Still no score. Presented by Truist. Paul Bird, Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey, and our great Valley Sports crew with you. Good start. No score. Second inning coming up. Contreras, Harris, and Vaughn Grissom will be the Braves hitters before a packed house here in Atlanta. Braves trying to win their 11th game in 15 tries against the Marlins and maybe gain some ground on the Mets, who are trailing the Washington Nationals early tonight. That's a 1-0 score. We'll keep you updated on that one as this evening rolls merrily along. William Contreras will lead off. 17 homers and a .272 batting average.
Ooh, man. See where that pitch was?
Low.
Yeah.
Williams going to want that for Elder. Contreras on a pace to hit 21 home runs this year. What a season he and d'Arnaud have had at the plate. And as much as we rave about what he's done offensively, Jeff, perhaps the biggest improvement is what he's done defensively.
Now think about last year, 7 pass balls. This year, only 2. He's caught a lot more this year than he did last year. I told you he got that taste last year and he went back down there and he had some moments offensively, but he's come back and he's much more of a complete catcher, offensively and defensively.
That's a base hit to left. First Atlanta knock of the night. I mean, he just looks so much more comfortable in all facets of the game, and maybe it's simplistic to say it this way. He looks like he thinks he belongs here now.
Well, and the more you do it, the more you have success. About it right there. Get 2 strikes. You wait back on an off-speed pitch and drive it through the left side. And what, 6 opposite field home runs out of those 17 this year.
Well, this young man's on quite a tear, wouldn't you say? Michael Harris, a 10-game hitting streak. 15 hits in that stretch. And another homer here last night. He was named the Rookie of the Month for August. Braves are going to have quite a race, not just with the Mets, but on their own team for the Rookie of the Year award between this man and Spencer Strider.
Say, Michael keeps doing what he's doing, and then, yeah, Strider strike out 16 the other night. You think about it, in the second half for Atlanta, Austin Riley's hitting 302. Well, Michael Harris 323. Vaughn Grissom less at bats, but 313.
So 2 rookies have the highest batting averages for the Braves since the All-Star break.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, that was a better pitch than the one called a strike to Contreras. Thank you very much. 2 balls and a strike. Don Mattingly's wondering where that was. On the ground toward LeBlanc at second, and the perfect feed to Wendell. And the Braves have hit into 2 double plays in as many innings so far tonight. Vaughn Grissom will be the hitter. He is our best coverage in the game feature, our T-Mobile coverage cam.
Continues his toward pace and off one of the best pitchers in the game, too.
Man, that says a lot about your offense, right?
Yeah.
Alcantara, many think, is the front runner, if not one of the front runners for the Cy Young Award. And that's the kind of pitching you're going to face when this team gets to the playoffs. That's got to be a big confidence boost, veterans and rookies alike.
Yes, 100%. Those type guys you're running out there to face.
Couple of walks, a couple of double plays behind Edward Cabrera so far tonight. Vaughn Grissom hitting .313, as Jeff pointed out a second ago. And here he is, way ahead in the count.
Ooh.
This is some kind of a strike zone.
Yeah, isn't it? Especially on a 3-0 pitch. Oh,
That's 2 that
man.
aren't close.
Holy smokes.
I mean, Fortes is snatching the ball up, down, left, right, and Cabrera's getting these calls. That's tough duty. So fouled back to the netting. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one tipped and caught. And instead of ball 4, Grissom is strikeout number 2. And we head to the 3rd inning. Marlins, Atlanta's had their way with the Fighting Fish this year. That's our Who's Hot feature, brought to you by Texas Pete.
Yeah, the Braves won 6 straight against Miami. They've held them to 3 runs or less in all 6 of those games. They got a plus 21 run differential against the Fish this year.
One more game with the Marlins tomorrow here in Atlanta. The final 3 games of regular season play will be down in South Florida in the first week of October. Bryce Elder starts his 3rd inning of work with Peyton Burdick, Luke Williams, and Joey Wendell. Burdick debuted in the bigs on August the 5th. Another alumnus of the Marlins AAA club in Jacksonville, the Jumbo Shrimp.
That's one of the best names in baseball. Your boys with the sod poodles is a pretty good one.
Kind of partial to that one myself. That one fouled at the plate. And Burdick behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is what teams do in the situation that Miami is in. They are 21 games under 500. Get the kids up from AAA, see what they can do with extended big league playing time. And the plan for the Marlins was with Avisail Garcia, with Jorge Soler, with Aguilar here, and some of the longtime veterans for Don Mattingly, that offensively they would be a much better team to support a real good pitching staff. It just hasn't worked.
You look at the team they have now compared to the team that was there opening day. A lot different for this Marlins team.
Strike 3 right down the middle, and Burdick is strikeout victim number 3.
And what he got caught looking for there, this was a sinker, center cut.
Luke Williams started the year with the Giants. Now is hitting 9th for the Marlins. And to put in perspective what Miami is going through offensively, it really is an historic offensive drought. They've scored 99 runs in their last 43 games.
It's incredible.
And that has never been done any 43 game stretch by a big league offense since the designated hitter started in the early 1970s.
Just say it puts so much pressure on your pitching to be outstanding every night.
Williams shoots one to right. Rosario will handle that without problem. And 7 up, 7 down here in the 3rd inning. Here's a quick word from Zaxby's.
Try Zaxby's chicken finger plate with tongue torch, Zax sauce, or any of our sauces.
Joey Wendell flied out his first time up. The Braves play him as a pull hitter on the infield. One thing you notice about Elder, I mentioned it earlier, he works at a very quick pace. He's used to the pitch clock. He does not waste a lot of time between getting the sign and making his pitch.
We've noticed that with all the young pitchers kind of coming up here. And every single one you talk to has no problem with it. And I can promise you, talking to that defense behind, they all love it.
Three and one for the Marlins leadoff hitter. Nobody aboard. And he loses Wendell with a 2-out walk. One thing you do have to manage when you face the Marlins, no, they don't have a lot of power, and no, they don't hit for a very high batting average, but they do run. The Marlins lead the major leagues in stolen bases. They have to manufacture things.
They don't have a lot of power, so that whenever they get a guy on like this, they got to try to get him in a scoring position.
And Wendell's 10 out of 12 in stolen base tries this year. Here's Fortes, who singled his first time up. Good lead at first, not going. And a strike. Couple of former teammates with the Oakland A's chatting it up at first base. Wendell and Olson. Nick Fortes, the catcher, an even count. And now 1-2. We're headed to Oakland after the game tomorrow. 2 games set with the A's will start this upcoming Tuesday night.
Big West Coast swing.
The 1-2 pitch. Overcooked and way outside, even count. Oakland, Seattle, and San Francisco, the stops on the docket for the Braves coming up. We're back home here September 16th, a big series with the Phillies. Another half step on the lead, runner goes, pitch is low, no throw. And Wendell steals second base. So he's in scoring position with a full count. And this is where Miami has also struggled. Jeff, they're 2 for their last 31 with runners in scoring position.
And that's hence the, 43 games with 99 runs.
So a 3-2 count. And he loses the catcher. Back-to-back walks from Elder, and now you face Bryant Anderson. Anderson hit that humpback line drive that Vaughn Grissom caught at second base in the Miami first. Just 6 homers, 19 RBIs for Bryant Anderson. Missed 17 games with a left shoulder sprain. He missed 29 games with back spasms. And then 6 more games with what was termed an undisclosed illness. On the ground, right to Dansby. He's got that. The peg to second is in plenty of time. And the Marlins are done in the third. Ozuna, Rosario, and Acuna are coming up. No score.
Brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
We go to the home third. It'll be Ozuna, Rosario, and Acuna coming up for the Braves. We are scoreless in game 2. The race for the postseason's on. You don't want to miss the action. Watch all out-of-market regular season games live or on demand. Plus MLB Big Inning on MLB.tv. It's now just $29.99. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv and get all the details. Ozuna back in the lineup last night, had a couple of hits. He's had good luck against the Marlins. 13 hits, 3 of them home runs this year. 3 of his 20, as a matter of fact.
Tell you what, it's one of the bigger strike zones I can remember in a long time.
Mark Ripperger calling balls and strikes. That pitch was almost better than the one he called a strike.
It was better.
.91-mile-an-hour changeup. Somewhere Tom Glavine just fainted. He's had some deep counts already. Walked a couple of batters. Should have walked Vaughn Grissom.
Yeah.
In fact, Vaughn struck out and walked in his same at bat. Let's be honest with the strike zone he got.
Walked twice.
Yeah. Ozuna turned on that ball. That might have been ball 4, but I would imagine right now it's a guessing game for the hitters as to what the strike zone really is or should be.
Yeah, because it's not like, hey, you just know it's being called down. It's called up, it's called down, so it's tough as a hitter.
Dusk is upon us here in Atlanta. Beautiful night. Hits are even a game at 1 apiece, I should say. No score. The pitch. And a shot the other way. Softly hit. But Ozuna busting out of the box. He's around first. Spin throw to second is off target. And Ozuna has a leadoff double.
It's not exactly how you drew up this double. Ran a fastball in on him from where they were playing him. And good hustle here to get out of the box, knowing you had to be on second.
He was pulling everything, and then with that pitch was able to serve it between the first baseman and the line. So his 15th two-base hit has him in scoring position for Rosario with nobody out. Got 3 great shots to score the first run or more here. With the 9-1 and 2 hitters here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, worst case, Terry, you'd like to see something go to the right side.
So time for our stats with Lowe's feature. No easy places to get outs on this lineup card for the Braves.
No, 21 home runs from the 9 spot. You have 46 extra base hits from the 9 spot, most in baseball.
High pop fly into shallow right. Wendell goes out, is there, and makes the play. Anderson was ready to call him off. No advance of Ozuna, and Rosario's retired for out number 1. Ronald took a curveball for strike 3 his first time up.
Yeah, Ronald, the second half, starting to see him get going, get more comfortable. 423 with runners in scoring position.
He's been hitting the ball to right, and he's got a lot of room that way here. Instead, that one's scorched foul past the third base coaching box. No balls and a strike. The return throw from Fortes after that swing and a miss. Cabrera missed it and hit him in the back. Trickled away, and Ozuna faked moving from second to third, but wisely held up. And you can see they're using pitch comm here with the runner at second. One of Ronald's 11 home runs has been against the Marlins this year. Hopefully number 2 comes right here in a scoreless game.
Even if he gives you something away, you get the whole right side to play with over there.
This is where Cabrera has really been tough. After Rosario popped out, opposing hitters with runners in scoring position are now 1 for 30 against him.
On the road now, he's got a over 20 inning streak, consecutive scoreless.
He's ready with the 2-2.
Oh.
Acuna is rung up again. He missed a spot by 8 inches, but got the call for strikeout number 3. Don't blame you, Ronald. So it's up to Swanson, but this is where Dansby's been at his best. 2 out runs scoring hits. He walked his first time up.
Yeah, it's one of those things too right now as a hitter. I know it's hard to tell yourself to expand, but it gets the 2 strikes, Chip. I don't know if you can leave it up to the umpire right now.
Yeah, if it's close, it might be a strike.
Yeah, Dansby 42 out RBIs, second in the National League this year.
One ball, 1 strike. More impressive numbers for Dansby, who's having his best year offensively for the Braves. Ozuna led off with a double. Pop out and strike out later. It's up to Dansby here in the 3rd. And to your point about all those 2 out RBIs, only Paul Goldschmidt has more than our shortstop in the National League this year. So we got him right where we want him. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Runner at second. The pitch. It's not to be. A swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Cabrera, and we have 3 scoreless innings in Atlanta. I'd like to get your impressions of what you've seen from Bryce Elder as he's halfway through his 2nd trip through this Marlins lineup tonight.
Well, Chip, I like that he's throwing to both sides of the plate. I like that he's mixing in his breaking balls, and that's the kind of pitcher that he's going to have to be. I've seen a couple 3-2 breaking balls tonight, and when he's walked people, he hasn't panicked, changed, or tried to throw too hard to get out of it. And I think knowing yourself, knowing your brand, if you're not Spencer Strider, throwing 102 with the nasty slider, you're going to have to adjust, be yourself, know what you have to do to get guys out up here. And I've seen his progression this year.
He's going to get J.J. Bleday to fly out to start the 4th inning. And knowing yourself is one thing, Paul, but knowing your opponent is another. I would think this is a big advantage for a guy like Bryce Elder, who probably saw almost all of these guys in the Marlins lineup while pitching at AAA.
Yeah, I think so. Your confidence is flying high when you have a game plan or a feel. And sometimes as a young pitcher, when they come up, everybody tries to decide who has the advantage, the hitter or the pitcher. And I think if you have multiple pitches, command, control, and you have an idea, then I got to give that edge to the pitcher.
Well, thank you, Bertie. Good start for him here in the 4th inning as Blade flies out. Yarar Encarnacion is the batter, and he struck out his first trip to the plate.
I just like seeing Bryce again on the attack. You know, throw that ball sinks so much and moves. It's not, look, you don't throw 98, 99, like Bertie said, 102, but if you start it, let it move, let these guys get themselves out.
And I like how he's pitching in right there. Started off with the first pitch, curveball down in the zone, ground ball pitch. He's not falling into the, okay, I'm going to pitch like everybody else, throw high, forcing fastballs up and sliders.
You don't want a guy like this getting his arms extended anyway.
No.
And if he does make contact, guys, probably the best he's going to do is hit the trademark. Maybe get some soft contact.
It's like what he did to Anderson.
Yeah.
Shattered his bat in the first.
But missed away there for a full count. Strike 3. Bottom of the zone. Now it's the Marlins' turn to grumble at the strike zone. 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing right now. It's happening to both teams. You know?
Yeah. Here's LeBlanc. He struck out his first time.
And look, if he's going to call that pitch 2-3 inches down, keep going there, man. Let these guys take it or ground it out.
Let's see if Elder can parlay this 0-2 count into a 1-2-3 4th inning in a scoreless game. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Bryce Elder through 4 scoreless innings. Heart of the order is coming up for the Braves in Game 2 at home against the Marlins. Tonight's player resume, Jeff, that's brought to you by our friends at Indeed. Austin Riley, the Braves MVP candidate.
Top 5 in NL in hits, home runs, slugging, OPS, RBIs. Last 9 games, 375 with 3 bombs and just under 1,200 OPS.
And smoked foul. It's so fun seeing young players get to the big leagues, start to have some success, and then turn into superstars before your very eyes.
Yeah.
Really exciting to think about the numbers that Austin Riley has a chance to put up here over the next decade at Truist Park and with the Braves. And he's such a humble, likable kid. That's awesome to see, too. He's homered in 3 straight games. He's walked in his trip to the plate tonight. Swing drive, hammered left, make it 4 in a row.
Well, number 35 for the big fella, 111 and a half off the bat, just under 440. Gets the 2 strikes. Simple approach. He gets an absolute hanger, backs up. It's almost the same pitch he hit last night. This one he hit a little bit more on the sweet spot. Look at that. Up into the 3rd row up there in the Hank Aaron Terrace.
And the love for the bullpen on the way between first and second base, and the Braves strike first. The Atlanta Braves have now hit 202 homers this year. They're only 3 homers behind the Yankees for the major league lead as a team.
The way the Yankees are going right now, they might catch him by tomorrow.
Ooh.
Things aren't stable up in the evil empire, are they? That's one reason the Braves have done what they've done this year. What, 31 games over 500, 202 home runs for the Braves. Opposition 118.
And that speaks to what makes this team so dangerous come playoff time. Brian Snitker has said this is a team that hits homers and strikes out, right? We know that. But when you factor in that 1 through 9 in the lineup card can hit anybody's mistake, that's how the Braves made their World Series run last year.
Well, I think we can agree too. We've seen them cut down on those strikeouts at certain times when they've needed to. When they came home and faced DeGrom and Scherzer, the adjustments they made compared to 2 weeks before in New York were very eye-opening.
Matt Olson could use a hit. He's 0 for his last 20 at the plate for the Braves, wrapped into a double play that ended the first inning. He's got the whole left side of the infield, but tough assignment with this guy to go the other way. Full count. Well, how good the Braves have been this year when they score the first run of a game. They're 60-12. And Matt did try to go to left with that swing, fouled it away for a full count. Well, the Braves have broken the scoreless tie. They snapped Cabrera's impressive 22+ innings scoreless streak on the road. And Riley has hit 35 homers. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 1 in the Atlanta 4th.
That was a good change up there to get Olson. Probably maybe the best pitch we've seen him make all night.
Williams singled in the Atlanta second, the first Braves hit of the night. We've got 3 of them. Riley's just left the ballpark to start the inning. Popped up. Who wants this on the right side? Lewin Diaz, a slick defender, makes the chest high catch, and Michael Harris is the hitter.
That was a high fly ball.
Michael was doubled up in the second inning. Trying to keep a 10-game hitting streak alive here in Game 2 with the Marlins. A 10-game hitting streak is impressive in that there have been only 8 longer rookie hitting streaks this season. And Michael's run of 10 in a row this year is the 3rd longest by a Braves rookie in the last decade. If he gets a hit tonight, he'll tie Ronald Acuna Jr. And Ozzie Albies has a 13-game hit streak. That was 5 years ago, back in 2017. So heady company for Michael Harris.
Yeah.
In these early days of September. The 1-2 pitch. And I'm not sure if Fortes is catching the ball or the ball's catching him.
Yeah.
Up the middle. Off the second base bag. That's how you extend a hitting streak. A little bit of luck goes a long way. A 2-out single for Harris. Give him 11 straight games with a hit.
Why not? Hit the ball hard right up the middle. If that ball hops right over the bag, Wendell will have a play at this ball, but instead, right off the bag.
I just love the reactions of infielders after that. Watch Wendell's face here. Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't that happen to me when I hit one?
So Vaughn Grissom with 2 outs. Grissom had 6 pitches that should have been balls, but was rung up in the 2nd inning. But all's right with the world. The Braves have scored first on a Riley homer.
All 4 hits for the Braves tonight have come with 2 strikes.
Braves have 4 of those hits tonight. And now an 0-2 pitch. He is high. When Grissom works counts. He will take walks. 80 at bats. 14 strikeouts.
Yeah.
He's done a good job of putting the ball in play as he learns these pitchers on the fly. Let's see what Harris does at first with a 1-2 count. Not going. And the pitch chopped off his foot foul.
So look for Harris to possibly take off with 2 outs, 2 strikes. See him looking at EY a minute ago.
He's 16 for 16 in stolen bases.
Yeah. You don't want to just run into an out, though. You got to make sure it's the right pitch.
Not going. And this one is tipped and caught. And that'll retire the side. A Riley homer makes it 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the 5th inning. And now, fans, here's a special look at the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power, now streaming on Prime Video. And that gives Bryce Elder a 1-0 lead as he will face the lower third for the Marlins here in the top of the 5th inning. Lewin Diaz, Peyton Burdick, and Luke Williams will be the Marlins hitters. Mets and Nationals are still tied 1 apiece in New York. That game's in the 6th inning. That's Max Scherzer and Patrick Corbin working tonight. Here it's Elder and Cabrera. Prices look good. 5 more strikeouts against the Marlins. Lifted in the air toward left. It'll hang up for Marcel, who has no trouble. And that's the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. Elder's only given up 1 hit. That was the Fortes single in the first when Elder had him struck out.
Yeah, right.
Walked a couple of batters. He enjoys an early lead. Here's Burdick, who struck out looking in the Marlins 3rd.
Well, that's ball. I'm telling you, that sinker of his is doing the same thing we saw it do down in Miami. Late break.
On the ground, and Grissom couldn't get it. Braves had Burdick played in a shift, and that one split Dansby and Vaughn for a 1-out single.
It was funny when the ball was hit. Grissom kind of froze for a minute, almost went the other way. Watch this. Almost like he got fooled where the ball was going right off the bat.
So both Miami hits are singles tonight. Here's Luke Williams. He flied out to right in his first trip to the plate. No balls and a strike. A man aboard for the Marlins. Double play ball right to Dansby. There's one. There's two. That sinker is working its magic here in the 7th inning. 1-0. Middle of 5th inning, I should say, here in Atlanta. Swing and a miss for Strider. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Strider. And a blazing strike. It's a new career high. Sweet 16 for Spencer Strider and a new Atlanta record. Man, oh man, was that fun a couple of nights ago here at Truist Park. This is our Synovus Get There feature of the game. Look at the lofty names that Spencer Strider, Jeff, has joined in his rookie season in rotation for the Braves. And Paul Bird, and this is something else. We got heck of a Rookie of the Year race, not just a pennant race to talk about, don't we?
Absolutely. Talking to him earlier in the clubhouse, I said, hey, your slider was incredible. Pinpoint control, devastating. He said, Paul, it's actually my fastball that I thought set everything up. And he said, I threw a strike down and away low in the game that I thought one of the hitters swung underneath the baseball. He said it's a very unusual swing. And that told me that they were not seeing the ball very well. Lastly, I said, has it really sunk in what you have done? A lot of great pitchers come through here. Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine, we know them all. Even Warren Spahn going way back. You have the record. He goes, I don't know. I go, hey, you took your jersey and you sent it to Cooperstown. And he got a big smile on his face and he said, no, you're right. It hasn't set in at all. What a conversation.
And he didn't even know that he was approaching the record while he was in the middle of the game. Right?
No.
I mean, that's the coolest part.
He stopped counting after 5.
What was that, the 2nd inning?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, 9 after that, you know, he stopped counting. I thought it was beautiful, and I loved in the 8th how Snit left him in the game to finish that inning, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, and he answered.
Did he ever, as this ball is hammered into left field by Ozuna, and Marcel's retired. Burdick makes the catch for out number 1. So in that game, Spencer Strider picks up his 9th victory, went 8 innings, Jeff. That's the other impressive part of his performance, I thought. When you think about postseason play, He can do what Kyle Wright has done, what Max Fried has done, what Charlie Morton has done.
Oh, yeah. And I was talking to Snit about it. And he said he actually joked. He came in. He said, man, I didn't know there was an 8th inning.
Right. I believe he's the 4th Brave to go 8 innings in rotation this season. And even more impressively, too, no walks.
Yeah.
Right. For a guy that throws hard, he's around the plate.
Guys, what do you think he was doing when I went over and had a conversation with him? You ready?
Yeah, bring it.
Playing chess.
Wow.
He had totally on his phone destroyed a guy, and he threw his phone away. I said, hey, you want to complete the game, don't you, so that your rating goes up? He goes, I don't care about ratings. He goes, I beat that guy. It means nothing to me.
Well, that's what I was doing that all afternoon up here, Birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were strategizing.
Yep.
Working on your brain, your mental facilities.
On the ground rolled foul, and Ewai let it go through the wickets. And Eddie will face an 0-2 pitch. Austin Riley's homer last inning, the only tally so far tonight. Cabrera with an 0-2 pitch. This is an all too familiar theme for the Marlins, who have played 50, count them, 50 one-run games this year. And they've lost 29 of them. Fouled off the plate again. Gentle breeze blowing out toward the chop house for the left-hand hitting Eddie Rosario with 1 out. Acuna will follow. And a dribbler just foul.
Man, those are the ones you dream of right there. Double right over the bag. Close.
Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew seemingly could do that at will in their day. Let's see what Eddie does with another 2-strike pitch. And fouled back again. Phillies lost earlier tonight. That's good news. Got a bunch of games left with Philadelphia. The Braves have a comfortable lead over them for 2nd place. At the moment, Atlanta 9 games ahead of the 3rd place Phillies. The pitch and an off-speed pitch ends that sequence. 7 strikeouts for Cabrera, and we go back to the top of the order and Ronald Acuna Jr., who is our Yellowwood, bringing the lumber feature.
Man, it's 22 home runs, the most versus any team, and the .425 on base percentage, highest versus any team. Oh, 67 games. Look at that. 65 runs scored. It's a run a game.
Have to be really pleased with the way that Ronald has accepted what his knee is going to give him on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That can't be easy. You know, he wants to hit 30, steal 30, hit 300. Play that great defense in the outfield. But there are days where the leg just isn't going to let that happen.
No, and that's what you find picking. You know, I said these couple days off here coming up on the road will be nice for him. You do what you can to keep him healthy at this point.
And he is still such a huge offensive problem for the opposition.
Oh, yeah.
Can he run into one? But he's got opposite field power. And when he doesn't have the opposite field power, he's shown the discipline to hit the ball the other way and pick up his hits.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike in the Atlanta 5th. Cabrera is ready to make his 94th pitch. And that one pulled foul, might have broken his bat.
Got it off the end. Curveball.
In this sequence, he's thrown a 94-mile-an-hour changeup, an 87-mile-an-hour slider, and that was an 84-mile-an-hour curveball. I've said it a million times. How anybody gets a hit when you have to face that kind of stuff, it's really remarkable. So a new bat for Ronald and a full count. And he takes inside a 2-out walk. That's the first base on balls allowed by Cabrera since the first inning. That'll pile up his pitches. Dansby Swanson will be the hitter.
Good job taking that two-seamer in.
So dangerous territory for a young starter beginning his third trip through an opposing lineup. With 2 outs, nobody up, I don't believe, in the Marlins bullpen at this point. Another base runner might change that thinking for Don Mattingly. Swanson has the whole right side of the infield as that's fouled off the plate. You can see why the Marlins are very excited about their pitching future with Alcantara, with Lopez, with Edward Cabrera and others. He's made one mistake, that the homer to Austin Riley. This one on the ground to third. And a long throw across is in time. Nice play by Luke Williams. And that sends us to the 6th, where the top of the Miami order comes up, trailing 1-0. Let's head to New York for an Xfinity game break. We told you it's Max Scherzer and Patrick Corbin dueling in New York. Max Scherzer tonight went 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, 3 hits and a homer, 67 pitches, but we're told Max Scherzer left that game with an undisclosed injury. That's something the Mets can ill afford, as the Braves nipping at their heels 3 games back in the Eastern Division race. As we get more information on Scherzer's physical problems, we'll try to let you know before we leave air tonight.
I was going to say, for him to only go that 67 pitches, something had to pop up.
So Bryce Elder has a 1-run lead. He starts his 3rd trip through the order. Wendell, Fortes, and Brian Anderson. 1-0 Atlanta on an Austin Riley leadoff homer in the 4th. Check swing roller right to Riley. Gloves and flips to first, and that's in time for out number 1. Birdie, young pitcher on the mound for the Braves. Not a lot of major league experience. We don't often see young pitchers go through a lineup 3 times. What is the challenge of that for a guy like Bryce Elder tonight?
You have to give a guy different looks. We talked about Strider and others. If you don't have that one dominating pitch, you pitch guys backwards. If you started them off with a breaking ball the first time, the next time you start with a fastball in or fastball away, 3rd time through, go back to the breaking ball. Just give guys different looks. And I think, Jeff, you could attest, if you walk up to the plate and at any count you don't know what a guy's throwing, even at 3-2, it can be frustrating. And I think that's the kind of pitcher Bryce Elder's going to have to be.
Yeah, and when you're sitting there 3-2, Birdie, you know, it becomes, I hate to say it, almost a little bit of a pitcher's count, and the fact that you got the hitter on his heels, kind of. It's more protect mode than feeling comfortable.
Absolutely. I see, like, that was a cutter away. I see sinkers in. I see breaking balls at any time. Chip, you talked about staying down in the zone. and not leaving that if it's working. So you also continue to do those kinds of things and let them hit you before you make an adjustment.
And is that a situation, Bertie, where the scouting report says one thing, but your stuff on that particular day is letting you do something else?
Absolutely. Like, I want the scouting report, but let's say a guy has good slider bat speed and hits a slider. That doesn't mean that he hits my slider. As you see the devastating changeup down that looks like a fastball, that isn't.
But he's mixing well tonight, Paul. I mean, he's walked a guy, he's had some deep counts, but 6 strikeouts, 4 outs on the ground tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about this. When do you ever not want a ground ball? I mean, it doesn't matter what park, what era, if the balls are juiced or not. You get a ground ball with this defense, I'll take my chances every time.
Ryan Anderson with 2 outs and the base is empty.
That's what I'm saying. If he throws like this, I'll bring him up every time we play the Marlins for a spot start.
And this is what he did in Miami. He's 16 for 21, guys, and throwing strike 1.
Another thing, guys, too, if you don't have a great fastball velocity wise, meaning 95, 96, 97, some coaches will tell you, oh, be careful if you come in, stay away, stay away. That is the worst thing you can do. If you have a subpar velocity fastball, you have to pitch to that inside part of the plate, and Elder has done that well tonight.
Yeah, otherwise the hitters start leaning out on the plate, and that's when you get crushed.
They'll just dive out and kill you.
Yep.
But if you show that, hey, I'm not just going to rush a guy back, but I can actually throw strikes in there, then you have to get respect from that hitter.
Well, he's a strike away from sending us to the home 6th. Ryan Anderson behind in the count. Another chopper foul, this time at third base. You can just see the look on the faces of the hitters. Nobody can get to the bottom of the baseball.
No.
It's top half, and the area around home plate looks like the craters on the moon. That's how much the sinkers have been working tonight. And there's another one. Riley's got it even with the bag, and Elder has a perfect 1-2-3 6th inning, and Austin Riley will try to add to the lead. It's 1-0 Braves in game 2. Today's premium A-list member of the game is Steve Andrews of Sonoya. This is Steve's first year as a premium member, and his favorite perks include hanging out in the Xfinity Club as well as sharing priceless memories with his son during the games. That's awesome to hear. Congratulations to Steve Andrews, today's premium A-list member of our game. That's the only man to touch the plate tonight. Austin Riley launched his 35th home run leading off the 4th inning. It's 1-0, and he will face a new pitcher for the Marlins. Huascar Brazoban takes over for Edward Cabrera.
Yeah, the big righty's got a big fastball, high 90s. Pretty good slider. See those numbers? Pretty good ERA. High walks.
The Braves have out-hit him 4-2. Well, 4 hits came against Edward Cabrera, who went 5 innings. Gave up the Riley homer, walked 3, and struck out 7. He's on the hook for his first road loss of the season. It is a 1-0 game. Atlanta, we could use a little more insurance tonight. Little tapper right back to the mound. And Matt Olson will be your hitter with the bases empty. As Matt goes to work, let's step aside quickly for a message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Matt has been doubled up and struck out tonight. Razabon's a nice story. Not everybody's a first-round pick. This guy was pitching in the Independent Atlantic League last year. The Marlins signed him as a free agent in January, and here he is. One ball, one strike.
He's got a good arm. We've seen him a couple times this year.
He walked two, struck out two here last night in an inning. And he's got Matt behind. One ball, two strikes. Everything 97 plus.
Yeah.
Change up. And Matt Olson is down on strikes. He's 0 for 3 and 2 men are out. William Contreras is the hitter. The Braves bullpen is busy. A.J. Minter is playing catch. See how Snit plays it with Bryce Elder through 6 innings and a shutout. I would imagine as a right-hand hitter, if there was one pitch you would legislate could no longer be thrown, it's the righty cutter.
Yeah. Yeah, that pitch, especially if you got a good two-seamer to throw off it.
These guys for the Marlins are throwing 92-mile-an-hour changeups. That one was 88 miles an hour. And once they learn to throw it in the zone more frequently, they have definitely got a impressive crop of power arms. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and the Braves are out in order in the 6th inning. To the 7th we go. Atlanta's lead is 1-0 over the Fighting Fish in Game 2 in Atlanta.
The diving grab. Michael Harris the second.
Lays out and makes a great catch. There's the first big league home run from Michael Harris. Hammered into the second deck of the chop house. Going to try to score. The throw is close in. They got it. Over the plate is going to be in time.
Harris going back. Warning track wall. Leaping try. He got it.
Atlanta Prospect Week, our exclusive series showcasing the Braves' top young stars and developmental system, concludes tomorrow with a special feature on Vaughn Grissom during our Braves live pregame show at 1 Eastern on Bally Sports Southeast and the Bally Sports app. Check out all of the stories from this week on Twitter at Braves on Bally. Christina Atkins and her great crew have done a remarkable job showcasing all these terrific young Braves this week, and more to come tomorrow.
Yes, and so has this guy done a nice job, especially here at home. 45 strikeouts and only 2 walks here at Truist Park this year.
So that guy is A.J. Minter on to face left-hand hitting J.J. Bleday. 6 scoreless innings of 2-hit ball for Bryce Elder tonight. He's in line to win the game if the Braves can get 9 more outs. Bleday has popped out twice.
You know, I thought you could have run Bryce Elder out there one more inning, but at the same time, he did everything you asked him again tonight. 6 innings, and now you can kind of run the 7th, 8th, 9th like you want it.
One and two for Bleday. Gerard Encarnacion is on deck. Popped up again. And right at the Braves rookie second baseman Vaughn Grissom. No trouble. One out.
Let's take a quick message from Landmark.
To celebrate our 40th anniversary, Landmark announces 40 days to save. Nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Always the best deal. Always.
One up, one down for Minter. Good news in New York. The Nationals just took a 2-1 lead over the Mets, who lost Max Scherzer after 5 innings with an undisclosed injury. Here it's 1-0 on an Austin Riley homer. The pitch. It is fun to scoreboard watch in September.
Yes.
This is a very important stretch of games for the Braves. The just concluded series with the Rockies started a run of 11 of our 14 games coming up against sub-500 teams.
Yeah. Really want to take advantage at that point.
Encarnacion swings and misses at something collarbone high. He's got the hat trick, 3 strikeouts. And Minter 1 out away from sending us to the stretch.
I love that. If you see him swinging at something up, get 2 strikes, go a little farther up.
Kelly, Peter, and Nick are standing by with the stretch. That's going to be presented by Synovus. As Charles LeBlanc is the hitter, he too has struck out twice. Ouch. He's got the padding on the front foot, but as it often does, looks like it got the ankle instead of the pad.
It's got the back one.
Ooh.
Wasn't even the front one.
Well, everyone in both dugouts know where Minter's going again. With a 1-1 count. One ball, 2 strikes, bases empty in the top of the 7th. Strike 3 right down Peachtree. A 1-2-3 7th for A.J. Minter. Braves lead 1-0. Kelly, it's time to stretch.
One run courtesy of Austin Riley, who blasted his 35th home run of the season in that 4th inning. It also means, Nick, that he is now homered in 4 straight games. We are not giving Peter credit for that quite yet, anyway. But what do you like about the swings and the ABs he's taken?
Well, I mean, what's not to like right now? But I did predict he would have a good game, Peter. I predicted he would not hit a home run. Thank goodness he went away from my prediction and hit a home run. I love what he's done since the St. Louis Cardinals series. He walked 3 times in game 1 of that series and really started to turn it on. He's on the fastball. He's on breaking stuff. When he struggled for that 2-week stretch, he was kind of in between, made some mechanical adjustments, some tweaks, and he has been on fire.
I'm not going to take all the credit, but I will take a little bit. But he's just been awesome. Look at this last 4 games spray chart. The one for me is that one to right center. Look at how far that went. That's when you know he's locked in. But effectively all he's done is he's put not just the league, but the whole MLB on notice that you cannot make a mistake to Austin Riley.
So he's getting his Starbucks is what you're saying. And you may be helping him out with that. We get it. We get it. Well, the Braves on their way to a 4th straight win as well. And we will get you right back to the action after a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
Get going. Get after it. Get momentum. Then get more of it. Wherever potential leads you next, get there with a bank you trust.
Atlanta leads it 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. We've got a couple of young studs coming up trying to extend this lead. It's going to be Michael Harris and Vaughn Grissom getting things going. And these two young men are landmark player comparison. What a rookie run they've had for Atlanta in 2022.
Yeah, they lead the team with hits since August 10th. Harris with 26 and Grissom with 25. Also lead the team in runs scored at that time. So both 21-year-olds doing their part in this stretch run for the Braves.
Yeah, especially Vaughn Grissom, who scored 14 runs in his first 14 big league games. That's terrific production. And we'd like similar work here against Richard Blyer, the 3rd Marlins pitcher of the night. And we know Michael Harris can hit left-handed Marlins pitching. You keep talking about, and justifiably so, that
Tanner
ball against
Scott in the 9th inning was as good as bad as I've seen in a long time.
Inter got the Marlins 1-2-3 in the 7th. Raisel Iglesias is getting loose. Looks like he'll come on for the 7, 8, 9 hitters when we get to inning number 8. And fouled away, a ball and 2 strikes. Michael extended his hitting streak to 11 straight. With a 4th inning single, that's a ball that ricocheted off the second base bag. So he is 1 for 2 tonight. And almost got hit.
Here's that home run, Chip, in the 9th inning back in a 1-0 game by the Marlins. 99-mile-per-hour fastball. He lined it left center about 430 feet.
This one on the ground to second, and Michael is out by a step, and that's how the home 7th starts. And here's Grissom. He has struck out twice. No swing, ball 1. On the ground, that's fair down the 3rd baseline. Vaughn Grissom will have a 1-out double. And that could be the insurance run we're looking for.
I'll tell you one thing you love about that, Chip. You said he struck out twice tonight. He'd gotten hosed quite a few times tonight. You saw him argue a little bit, but held his composure and came up here at 3rd at bat and delivered a double.
That is a technical term, and you're right.
Yeah.
As Grissom at 2nd with his 4th double. And here's Marcel. He has a double. And Mel Stottlemyre Jr. is going to make his way to the mound to talk strategy with Richard Blyer. While the Fish talk it over in a tight game, here's a quick word from our friends at Truist.
Tim always offered the best advice.
Hit it nice and firm.
Today, Tim is a teammate at Truist, where you can get personalized insights right on the app.
Haven't gotten the attendance tonight, but it's a packed house. We're pushing 40,000, maybe more.
I think we're over 40 tonight.
Dylan Floro started to play catch in the Miami bullpen. He can't come in yet because Blyer has not faced the required 3 hitters in this home 7th appearance. Marcel's double was hit to right. He's got similar room here with Grissom at second. Grissom takes off for third, and he's going to make it without a play. Blyer never checked him. It's an easy stolen base and could be a huge play, and Don Mattingly knows that.
Yeah, he read it perfect. You see Don looking, I think, for the count. Yeah, it's 1-1. But he got a great jump.
Now the infield comes in for Miami with an insurance run 90 feet away and 1 out. Lined and dropped at second in the shift. Grissom had to hold because LeBlanc had it in the leather and dropped it.
Man.
That ball trickles a foot or 2 away. You might take a chance.
Yeah. Grissom did the right thing. It was obviously a line drive. He had to freeze and then realized it had not gone far enough away. Now you're going to see Grossman come in here and get the chance. When we talk about how good he's been from the left side, this is why he came over, and you can see Don Mattingly going to keep him on this side.
Robbie is 1 for 5 against Blyer. Now the infield can back up to normal depth with 2 outs. Robbie has a lot of room in the center of the diamond. The pitch. No swing. Mattingly thought he went around. On the ground, deep short. Long throw. Diaz digs it out, and that will retire the side. Braves can't add to a 1-0 lead. Top of the 8th in Atlanta. Indescribably good play. Let's check out what was happening with the Gwinnett Stripers, and it looks like, Jeff, there was a lot of good news.
Yeah, you love to see that. Mike Soroka pitching, Ozzy Albies 2 for 3. He said more than anything, I heard he was running a lot like what we're used to seeing, so that's good news so far for both those guys.
And good news with the big league club so far tonight, leading 1-0 in the 8th inning. 2 changes defensively. Guillermo Heredia is in left, Robbie Grossman is in right, and on the mound it's Raisel Iglesias for the bottom 3 hitters on the Marlins lineup card. Those numbers are combined between the Angels and Atlanta for Iglesias. As this ball is popped into shallow left field, and a diving try. Heredia can't get it. A blue pit for Diaz.
Boy, Harris got a great jump on this. He was too far back than Heredia was coming in hard, but it's one of those that it's so tough to read that chip because it's such a big swing. Heredia got a good jump. Just wasn't able to get there.
So that's only the 7th hit Raisel has allowed in 11 2/3 innings since joining the Braves bullpen. But the tying run is aboard, and Peyton Burdick is the hitter. And Miguel Rojas will pinch run for Diaz in the 8th inning.
That's the thing. The Braves have absolutely, from a pitching standpoint, dominated this game, Chip, but still a one-run game.
So keep an eye on Rojas. And the Marlins lead the big leagues in stolen bases. They have 1 steal tonight. Rojas this year is 9 for 11. Marlins have 4 in double digits in steals. 1 ball, no strikes. Their team leader is John Berti, who has stolen 32 of them. Burdick, then Luke Williams, who hit into a double play his last time up. Pretty close. Little crossfire action there and fouled away. Different angle.
That and the one thing with the Glaciers, that ball gets on you quick.
So Rysel a strike away from retiring Peyton Burdick. And a good stop there, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't give him any help. This is a Marlins team that's really struggling on offense. Swing and a miss. There's out number 1.
Now the thing you love too, Iglesias chips so quick to the plate that Rojas can't go anywhere right now. That's just a fastball beats him to the spot at 96.
Strikeout stuff in the late innings plays.
Yes.
And the Braves have plenty of that with Minter, now Iglesias. That duo's struck out 3 of the 5 hitters they faced. And now Luke Williams 0 for 2. He's the 9th place hitter. And swings the first one and pops it up. Vaughn Grissom at the cut of the grass. 2 men are out. Join the Braves Foundation for Yoga Under the Lights. That's powered by Lululemon this Friday, September 9th at Truist Park. This fundraiser is a yoga class that takes place on the field under the lights and featuring a local DJ. Participants will also enjoy refreshments and signature cocktails, and all participants will get a complimentary Lululemon yoga mat. Get your tickets at braves.com/runbraves. Here's Wendell. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And chops that one off the plate.
Good changeup.
Tell you what, Ed Mangan and the ground crew are going to have to go to work with the clay overtime fashion in the home plate area.
Yeah. Even with Cabrera for the Marlins with that big sinker.
Lots of choppers. And that ball darting and diving, and Iglesias a strike away from sending the top of the Braves order to work in the home 8th. Braves got Iglesias in the final moments at the trade deadline. He has been a brilliant acquisition. This one in the air. Harris got a great job streaking in and gets there And that will retire the side. Atlanta works around a leadoff hit. Looks to add to a 1-0 lead.
Ball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Austin Riley's 4th inning homer is the story offensively for both clubs tonight. It's a 1-0 Atlanta lead late in game 2. Another packed house at Truist Park, as you see on our Xfinity live look cam. Atlanta will have the top of the order coming up. Acuna, Swanson, and Riley, 3 right-handed batters. And that's why Don Mattingly has brought on Dylan Floro, the veteran right-hander. He will be the 3rd reliever and 4th pitcher to toil for the Fish tonight.
Yeah, Floro, good numbers against Atlanta in his career. 18 games, 2.93. He's got that kind of sinker, slider, and a good changeup.
Floro, one of a handful of changes for the Marlins defense as we start this Atlanta 8th. Rojas at short, Wendell at 2nd, LeBlanc moves to 1st. No Garrett Cooper. He left the lineup before first pitch for personal reasons, we are told. So here's Ronald. He is 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts and a walk. They play him straight up to start the 8th inning. Floro's been a well-traveled pitcher. Marlins are his 5th big league organization. And another sinker, just chewing up that right-hand batter's box. Marlins will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up in the 9th inning. You lead 1-0, you'd feel better with a 2-run lead or more. Right guys are up to try to do it. The pitch over the netting to the right side, foul.
They had their chance last inning, weren't able to add on.
Just 8 combined hits. Braves have 5 of them. Atlanta's left 5 on base. Miami has stranded 4. Marlins have gotten only 1 man to second base all night. The 1-2 pitch. Little pop into shallow right. And Anderson's going to come on and grab that for out number 1. Get more team coverage with full game replays and highlights. Braves baseball is streaming on the Bally Sports app, and that's presented by Coors Light. .9:30 in Atlanta. We are in the home 8th. Paul Bird, Jeff Rancourt, Chip Carey, our great Bally Sports crew with you. Atlanta trying to win this series. They've got the narrowest of margins, a 1-0 lead. Bryce Elder started this game for Atlanta. 6 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. Minter and Iglesias 2 innings of 1-hit relief. And a Riley homer has decided things to this point. And Riley is waiting on deck. Good teams win 1-run games. The Braves are 7 over in 1-run affairs this year. If this score holds, this would be the 34th 1-run game the Braves have played this season. They'll have Kenley Jansen try to nail it down in the 9th. As we told you, the Marlins are playing in their 51st one-run game.
Well, you know, when you get to the postseason, you got to be able to win those tight games.
That's an astounding number. 51 one-run games, and to this point, the Marlins have lost 29 of them. 2-2 for Dansby. Fly ball center. But that's going to be playable for J.J. Bleday. And that is the second out. Austin Riley is coming up. Fans, as you know, the final home games of regular season play are quickly approaching, which means the final giveaways of the year are coming up fast, too. The first 15,000 fans will get the Ron Washington Windmill Wash bobblehead on September 20th as the Braves take on the Nats. And, yep, the arm spins around. Get your tickets at Braves.com/promos.
Thing better spin around as much as he sends.
Walk homer and infield tapper for Austin Riley tonight. And he tried to make it 2-0 with that swing.
And this has been kind of the typical games for Florida when they've been able to pitch, haven't been able to score.
Pop fly, curling foul. And quickly 2 strikes for Austin Riley, who has hit 35 home runs this year, 14 of them with 2 outs. He and Pete Alonso share top spot in the National League with those 2-out long balls this year. He's down to his last strike. And he went around, and that will send us to the 9th inning. What a game. Atlanta leads it 1-0.
Baseball is brought to you by the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty Truck and by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity.
This is what makes September baseball so much fun. You've got a 1-run lead, you're at home, and you've got your ace closer out to try to finish off the Marlins here in game 2. If Kenley Jansen can do that, the Braves will be set up for a potential sweep behind Max Fried. That's one of our 2 pitchers tomorrow, Jeff, and it is our Discover matchup.
And Pablo Lopez, who got off to that great start back in April, and of course the Braves countering it with Max Fried, who looking to kind of rebound from that start versus the Rockies. Talked to Max, and he was very frustrated, kind of felt like couldn't get necessarily the control he wanted that day, so I would imagine he's going to come out and throw a good ball game. You get these 3 outs, you feel real good about your chances leaving town with a sweep.
Kenley gunning for save number 32. He'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the Marlins. Get the first out. That's critically important, as the catcher Fortes has reached base twice. And a good start. Strike 1. Kenley Jansen leads the National League in saves with 31. Josh Hader is second. Edwin Diaz of the Mets is third. He's quickly ahead of Fortes, 0-2. And more good news in New York. The Nationals have added a run. They lead 3-1 in the 9th inning in New York. Here it's 1-0. A Riley homer. And shutout ball from Elder, Minter, and Iglesias to this point. Little pop behind first. Olsen back to the infield. He can't get there. So the Marlins get a blue pit. The tying run is aboard, and this is where things get interesting. They lead the major leagues in stolen bases, and historically teams have been able to run on Kenley Jansen. We'll see how it plays out now in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, he got the weak contact that he was looking for, Chip. Fortunately, it fell right between them. Opponents last 6 seasons, 55 of 57 against Jansen stealing.
So a hush falls over Truist Park as Brian Anderson is the hitter. Anderson is 0 for 7 in the series. Riley hugs the line at third base. Double play depth up the middle for Anderson. As Kenley ready. Fortes leads, doesn't go, and fouled away. 1-1 the count. Even though Fortes is a catcher, he is not afraid to try a stolen base. He's 5 out of 8. Another half step on his lead at first.
See Kenley trying to keep him close.
Well, the shame of it was he had his man with 2 strikes, made a good pitch. It just was hit in between them.
Yep.
Those are the breaks. Let's see if he can get Anderson to hit the ball on the ground here with an even count. That was a strike for the first 6 innings of the game.
Jeez.
Should have been a strike here. 2-1. Kenley has not had a double play ball turned behind him yet this year. This would be a perfect time for the first. Anderson has hit into 5 of them. Popped up. The wind blowing toward right, though. It is going to end up in the seats behind the Braves dugout. Strike 2 for the Marlins right fielder. Kenley could use an out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fortes leads. Not going. On the ground, a base hit to left. So 2 on, nobody out. J.J. Bleday is the hitter. So a couple of 2-strike hits for the Marlins in the 9th inning. And now here's where things get dicey for Don Mattingly's club.
Well, you can see that pitch is kind of hung. Good hitter like Anderson just hits it through the hole.
The Marlins tonight, I believe, are 0 for 1 with a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for their last 16 and 2 for their last 32. Left-hand hitting J.J. Bleday takes a strike. Two on, nobody out in the 9th inning. Don't lose sight of that runner at second.
I agree, though. All of a sudden, it's like that strike zone has shrank.
Even count. Almost hit him. Encarnacion waits on deck. He has struck out 3 times tonight. Pitch number 13 of the inning. Never had the plate. 3-1. And the natives getting restless in Atlanta. They see the scoreboard and know that the Nationals are up 7-1 on the Mets tonight. Now Kenley's got to make a pitch. So a full count.
Yeah, good pitch.
What's Don Mattingly going to do with his base runners here?
You can't take off, to me, in this situation.
Well, we're about to find out. The 3-2 pitch. Not going. Bases are loaded. So 2 strike hits. Now a walk. They are loaded. There is nobody out. Tyler Matzik is starting to warm up. Rick Kranitz is on his way to the mound. Jansen's thrown 15 pitches, almost equally split balls and strikes. And now you've got Encarnacion, a man who has whiffed 3 times in the box. You know he wants to be a hero.
And that's how it kind of starts, you know, that bloop, and you got to be able to stop the bleeding from there. And unfortunately, he hung one to Anderson, and there to Bleday, wasn't able to make the pitch.
Well, how about a strikeout and then a 1-2-3 comebacker to end the game? What do you think?
I'm great with that.
But first things first, Encarnacion digs in. He homered here last night. First pitch swing, line drive right. Grossman makes the catch, tagging at third, and coming home is Fortes, the catcher. A line drive sacrifice fly by Encarnacion ties the game at 1.
Yeah, you had to figure in that situation there he's going to look for something to swing early, Chip. Not try to get deep in that count.
And a smart play by Grossman to throw it to the center of the diamond, keep the double play in order. And Charles LeBlanc is the batter. He too has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts. Well, we will have a bottom of the 9th inning. Olson, Contreras, and Harris are scheduled for the Braves after Encarnacion's sac fly to right ties the game for Miami. Talk about it all the time in postseason play. A base runner is a rally.
Yeah.
And Fortes with a bloop hit. Anderson a 2-strike hit. Blade a walk, set it up. Now there's 1 in, 1 out. Kenley is obviously frustrated.
Yeah, and you know, you can be frustrated with the umpire and yourself a little bit. That pitch was in right there.
No double plays for LeBlanc this year. This would be a great time for the first for him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped him up. Mile high pop up. Dansby Swanson underneath that, and that'll be the 2nd out. That was ruled an infield fly. Late call, but Swanson with ordinary effort made the grab, 2 away, and now you've got to worry about Miguel Rojas.
See, everything for me with Kenley right now, Chip, is coming down to location. That pitch was trying to go away again. Everything to me seems to be coming back over the plate on him right now, and I think more than anything, that's what he's frustrated. That cutter usually is very consistent on going down and away, or even riding up but away, and everything's creeping back out over the plate. Even that pitch, got a good pitch to hit.
Well, Rojas, his first at bat, he came on as a pinch runner in the 8th inning. Now he's up with 2 on, and now 2 outs. Again, the Braves will have the middle of the order coming up in the 9th inning. Dylan Floro was the last Marlins pitcher. We'll see if he comes back out for another inning. No balls, 1 strike. Marlins had him loaded with nobody out. They've got a single run. Now they've got 2 outs.
See, that's the location you want. That's where he lives when he's most successful.
You got to believe, Braves country. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Steven Okert is up. Two lefties are coming up for the Braves in the ninth. That makes sense. Let's see if Jansen with his 24th pitch can end the top of this inning. That got Mark Rippiger behind the plate. And he's bent at the waist. George Poulos, the Braves head athletic trainer, home team responsible for the care of the umpires, out to check him out, see where it got him.
Ooh. He's telling him he's fine.
I believe there are a set of concussion protocol questions you ask. Where are you? What's the count? What are you doing? What's your name? Something as simple as that to make sure that he has all of his faculties intact. Major League Baseball has over the last decade or so done a much better job of preparing for, diagnosing, and trying to help prevent further injury from the effects of plays like the one suffered by the home plate umpire here. The other part of this from a game standpoint, Kenley Jansen standing around waiting to see whether Rippiger is going to continue or not. He's not even playing catch. He's just pacing in between the mound and the plate. After that foul ball hit Mark behind the plate, he doubled over at the waist and was standing in that position for a good 15-20 seconds.
And that's going to be it for him.
So we're going to have a delay here as Mark Rippiger was hit on a direct blow to the center of the face mask on a foul ball here from Miguel Rojas. So George Poulos will escort him to the umpire's room, and one of the other crew members will gear up and come in with 2 on, 2 out in a 1-1 game here in Atlanta, Georgia. Game 1-1, but that's because Mark Rippiger had to leave the game after he was hitting the mask with a foul ball, and hopefully he'll be all right. So, Bertie, I've got to ask you the question. Kenley Jansen's had to throw a lot of pitches. He clearly hasn't been himself in this 9th inning. Now he has to sit and wait for what's been at least 7-8 minutes now. And when we do resume play, we'll have a new home plate umpire in the 9th inning.
You're absolutely right. You got to adjust. He's sitting the way he is right now, keeping that hip stretched out. And this is unusual for him because his arm's not used to space in between or coming out and throwing a second inning. It'll be interesting to see how he responds.
Yeah, it's not easy for a guy like that. Have to go through something like this, but at the same time, I agree, Chip. You saw George Poulos continue to ask questions, and Imagine eventually they have that protocol and he's got no choice but to leave.
You know, the umpires behind the plate do take a lot of punishment. Usually when they get hit, if it's not serious, they pop right back up, or they, you know, flex the muscle or rub the spot and are able to continue 15 or 20 seconds later. Mark was doubled over for quite some period of time. I'm
15,
guessing
20 seconds.
He was seeing stars.
He was trying to figure out where he was.
Yeah.
And like anything, umpires too, at the same time you get to this point in the game, you want to finish the game, but at the same time, George kept asking him and eventually wasn't able to continue.
So now Kenley has made his way to the Braves dugout and the top of the bench as we await the return of our home plate umpire. The other big game is the one taking place in New York. The Nationals have scored 5 runs in the 9th inning, and they have taken a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, they opened it up.
The other big story in that game was that Max Scherzer, after 5 innings, had to leave with what was termed left side fatigue. And so Max Scherzer was lost after his 5 innings of work. The Mets perhaps on their way to losing the game. The Braves are now tied 1-1 with the Marlins as we await the resumption of play here at Truist Park. We'll step aside and be back in a minute.
Up at 1 in the 9th, 2 outs, and we've been wading through this home plate umpire being checked by George Poulis guys. Kenley Jansen has now been waiting upwards of about 10 minutes, if you will. We saw him stretching, Peter. He kind of went into the dugout. What is this like for him? How does he stay warm? I mean, he's got to come back out and finish this.
That's the question. Right before he sort of this happened, I felt like he found something. He was able to at least get the ball over the plate. He was getting it close to where he wanted it. He hadn't found that cutter yet, but he found something. So for me, this is kind of icing him a little bit. He hasn't played catch. He may be playing catch underneath right now. He could be throwing a bullpen. There are mounds. There are catches under there. So he could be doing a number of things. He could be getting loose. He could be getting stretched. Heat packs, it could be anything. But as far as the defense goes, I mean, they're standing around as well. It's got to be tough on them, right?
Yeah, it's a tough situation for everybody. And when you look at, obviously, Kenley's the most important piece of this puzzle. How does he come back? Can he throw strikes? Can he get back on track? But the defense has to be on their toes as well. You're in a 2-strike count right now. And as a defender, you want to be ready if he's able to get that one pitch and put contact on the baseball. So it's going to be tough for everybody all the way around. You're hoping, most importantly, that Kenley is able to get back out there and throw strikes immediately. But as a defender, you have to be ready as soon as this thing starts back up.
That's a really good point. And Peter, you said you thought maybe he found something. Walk us through some of what you are seeing from Kenley Jansen right now. This is the 3rd outing or so that we've seen him not be his sharp.
It's just simple as this. His slider has disappeared for him right now. His cutter has disappeared from him right now. He's trying whatever he can to get it back, but it's just not doing what it's supposed to do. So when you're trying to throw a cutter, it's supposed to go obviously right to left. Now, what he's doing is he feels like he's releasing it the right way, but it's backing up on him and it's causing the ball to go the other way. So even if he thinks he can control it, he can't. So what you're seeing him do is he's relying very heavily on that 2-seamer and that slider, which, look, it's 2 great pitches, but when you've lived with a cutter for 9 years of your baseball career and now all of a sudden you can't throw it, it's got to be eating at him, and the frustration, you can see it growing and mounting. Visibly, he's frustrated with every pitch. He's yelling his frustration with every pitch. It's just got to be a really tough spot for him right now.
Over a 12-minute delay so far, and you mentioned the frustration. I know, regardless of him feeling like himself out there, the walks have always been a thing for Kenley. Like nothing drives him crazier than that, and we've seen here tonight. But sitting there next to Rick Kranitz and hoping to get this one restarted, gentlemen, and in the meantime, we'll send it back to you guys in the booth. Chip, Jeff.
Okay, guys, as you said, Kelly, 12 minutes now going on 13 minutes. As here we go. So we'll work with 3 umpires now. And Kenley Jansen.
I think he's done. I think they're bringing in Matzik.
Yeah, the 13-minute delay too long for Kenley Jansen. So Matzik is going to come on here, and he will inherit the count as Miguel Rojas will be the batter. 2 on, 1 in, and 2 out. All of this began when Mark Rippiger was hit with a foul ball right in the center of the mask, and you could see him patting the top of his head and forehead where that foul ball might have caused him most of his discomfort. So it will be Tyler Matzik in for his 33rd game for Atlanta, and he will inherit 2 runners left by Kenley Jansen here in the 9th. .25 strikeouts, 17 walks for Tyler Matzik. Who this year against the Marlins has pitched in 4 games, 6 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings.
Kind of coming in a tough spot too.
Yeah.
You know,
he wants to preserve the tie and let the middle of the order do its thing for Atlanta as we're just past the 10 o'clock mark. Count is going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Miguel Rojas. When Matzik says he's sufficiently warmed. New pitcher, new umpire, so that isn't a concern. Whereas if Kenley Jansen had stayed in, it might have been some effect, albeit a small one, one would think.
Like you said, Matzik's used to coming in these situations, but just not a 2-2 count.
Yeah. So it is a final in New York. The Nationals have helped out the Braves. That's a 7-1 final score. The Braves got their run tonight in the 4th inning, and Austin Riley homer had a couple of doubles that they couldn't bring in to add to the lead. And now Matzik's job, get Rojas and get us to the bottom of the 9th inning with a chance to walk off. So again, let's reset the inning. Brian Anderson at second, J.J. Bleday at first. A sac fly has tied it. Rojas has a 2-2 count and 2 outs in the inning. Fly ball, well hit. Heredia going back to the warning track. He's got it. And that will retire the side. Rojas gave it a ride, and Atlanta a chance to walk off in the bottom of the 9th. Tyler Matzik got the Rojas flyout to end the 9th inning. Now a chance for a walk-off winner. The Braves will have the heart of the order. Olson, Contreras, and Harris coming up. This is left-hander Steven Okert.
You can see good numbers down there in that Marlins bullpen. 46 innings, 57 strikeouts, and as you said, on to face Olson and Harris with the 2 lefties.
This would be a perfect time for Matt to snap out of an 0 for 22. When he's right, lefties don't bother him a bit.
Yep.
Olson this year against left-handed pitching, .259 average, 5 homers.
Yeah, look, as much as you'd love a big fly here too, getting a guy on here would put a lot of pressure with Contreras coming up next.
Olson's 1 for 4 against Okert in his career. Ball 2. We'll take a base runner any way we can get it. A win shaves a game off the Mets lead in the East. We're 1-1, bottom of the 9th. Shot the other way. Olson snaps his slump.
Boy, that had to feel good. 105 off the bat. It's like anything. When you're not feeling great at the plate, let the ball get deep. They're giving you that big hole and shoot it.
Trumpets are blaring for Contreras here in Atlanta. Let's see if he can make some sweet music with a extra base hit. He's hitting .333 against left-handed pitching. And he almost got hit. He went 2-0 to Olsen. He's gone 2-0 to Contreras. Contreras does have a walk-off hit this year for Atlanta. Everybody on the top step wanting another one here. The pitch.
That's a good pitch. Good job by Contreras. So not the pitch you want to go after on 2-0.
Two and two. Harris and Grissom to follow. We know Harris can hit homers off Marlins lefty relievers. Yeah. Okert ready. And a sweeping slider erases William for out number one. Well, Harris has an 11-game hitting streak. He singled in the fourth inning. And I'm guessing Okert's not going to throw him a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to get ahead in the sequence.
Well, if he does, Michael knows what to do with it.
Yeah. It was a breaking ball and it missed. Outfield now very deep in center and left. Anderson can't really play deep with the brick wall behind him at Truist Park. The 1-0 pitch. Okert's been a very good relief pitcher for the Marlins this year. He's 5-1 with a .235 ERA.
He's got a good fastball.
Good stop by Fortes. That saved a base. Wind is blowing toward the chop house. If Okert hangs one, it might get loud for Atlanta. Oh, what a cut. Up and in, though.
Yeah, just ran up on him a little bit.
Well, Miami shifts with Luke Williams joining Wendell on the right side of the infield. Harris has the whole left side, but he's down to his last strike. And he serves it that way. Beautiful piece of hitting. Olsen around second. It's a race to the third base bag. Here's the throw. He's in safely. Winning run 90 feet away. Money Mike comes through in the ninth.
What a job. Look at that, Chip. Two lefties taking kind of the dumbed down approach and just hitting the ball the other way. Now you got second and third. Ball's off the plate too, white line. And great running by Matt Olson to get to third.
The bigger the moment, the better he is.
Yep.
And now Atlanta has a chance to walk it off. Don Mattingly will intentionally walk Vaughn Grissom. Guillermo Heredia, the scheduled hitter, but he's going to be taken down for Travis d'Arnaud.
We saw, what, a couple weeks ago, Travis get a pinch hit walk off.
So now the umpires meet down the third base line here. Stottlemyre's out to talk with Okert here. And Atlanta's going to have the bases loaded, and Travis d'Arnaud coming up in a spot where a fly ball could win you the game.
See, is that Anderson running in from center field? I think they're going to bring 5 guys on the infield. Anderson obviously has played infield quite a bit.
So what a crazy ninth inning. Olsen leadoff hit. Contreras strikes out. Harris with an opposite field hit with 2 strikes. They intentionally walk Vaughn Grissom. And now we await the Marlins defensive alignment as d'Arnaud a chance to be the hero and pick up a game on the Mets. 2 outfielders for the Marlins, but we're still awaiting their other defender. And here comes Anderson. Needed a new glove.
Yeah, get an infield glove.
And now we'll see where Don Mattingly wants him positioned. He'll be between first and second. Outfield at a Little League depth. 5 infield defenders plus the pitcher and catcher. And it's all on a tee for Travis d'Arnaud.
Travis loves that first pitch.
Went after a slider, strike 1. Marlins are still adjusting their defense. Really pinching up the middle now. Olsen, the only man that matters. He's 90 feet away with 1 out. Good take.
Yeah. Gotta imagine with 3 guys on that left side. He could try to throw that fastball, but he doesn't want him to be able to get extended. You might see that slider continue to come in.
Took a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-2. Braves have been the best RBI team with 2 strikes in the big leagues all year. Can d'Arnaud put it in play with 1 out? Okert ready with his 1-2 pitch.
Whoa. I don't know how you take that. It was a ball in, but
well, Okert wants action here. 2-2. Sharply hit, line to third. Everybody's safe. Williams in the right place at the right time. Okert sawed him off. The bases are loaded. 2 outs, and Robbie Grossman coming up.
Right to him. Now you'll see Anderson get his glove and go back out there.
Robbie Grossman came on in the 7th inning and grounded out. Bases loaded, 2 away. Ball 1. They play him to pull. Grossman a switch hitter. Lots of room on the right side. A check swing. A shot that way wins you the game, perhaps.
I think he faced Blyer in the 7th and grounded out to short.
You're right. Okert's got a good fastball. He's sitting 94.
Yeah.
They've been center cut. Braves haven't been able to pull the trigger on that heat yet. Ball 2.
This is where, if I'm Robbie right here, Chip, I'm looking for something I can get the bat head out on. 2-1. He does not want to go to 3-1 right here.
But he just did. Now he has to throw a strike. Everybody up in Atlanta.
Well, you take it any way you can get it. Walk-offs, walk-off walks. Say what, credit the Braves coming back there in the 9th inning. And they gain a game on the Mets.
Never has a base on balls felt so good for Robbie Grossman.
Wow.
Who got the count 3-1 and was patient. He made Okert make a mistake, and with no place to put Robbie Grossman, that's a huge RBI, and the Braves have won this series thanks to a walk-off walk from that man, Robbie Grossman, who's standing by with Paul Byrd.
Well, I know you probably wanted to hit a grand slam, but we'll take the win. What was it like walking up to the plate? Walk me through that at bat.
I just want to have a quality at bat. Just get a good pitch to hit, and I know my zone, and luckily threw ball 4 right there.
You're new to this team. You talk about how much you love playing here. What's it like hearing this crowd chant Robbie walking up there?
I mean, this crowd, this atmosphere is amazing, and it gets these guys going every day, so we appreciate it, each and every one of you.
How about Bryce Elder tonight?
I mean, he's great. Every time I've been here and he's come in and stepped in, and he's pitched really well for us.
Another thing, Austin Riley, 4th home run in 4 games. What's it like playing around that guy?
I mean, it's a show every night, and I was talking to the cage and said that's 4 in 4 days, right? But wow, what a player.
Well, congratulations on your patience. You win the game for the Atlanta Braves. Stay hot.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul Byrd. What a way to party on Saturday night. Little Powerade bath. Gain a game on the standings, you win a series, and now, Jeff, tomorrow a chance for a sweep with Max Fried going to work.
Anytime you're up 2 games and you get a chance to sweep and you got Max Fried on the mound, you feel real good about it. Gained another game on the Mets tonight, 2 back, move in the right direction.
Tyler Matzik the winner, Steven Okert the loser, and it's another 1-run loss for the Marlins. Wow. Sunday at 1 o'clock, our coverage starts on Bally Sports Southeast as we wrap up the home portion of our schedule with the Marlins. Max Fried and Pablo Lopez tee it up with first pitch at 1:35. Hope you enjoyed your Saturday night with us in Atlanta. 2-1, the Braves walk-off win.